Good evening, everybody. For me, today is Friday, and it is about 7 o'clock p.m., and the sun is setting, and I'm looking at the ocean here, and um, I've been meaning to come on here and talk about the importance of self care. Self care. I want to make the analogy of you versus your vehicle. Let's just do vehicle. Um, if you don't take care of your vehicle, meaning you have to do upkeep on that vehicle. You have to get the oil changed, you have to get your wires checked, you have to get balancing and rotation, tire rotation, and all types of things like that. Am I correct on that? Because if you don't, then what happens? Hmm. Your car ends up on the side of the road, right? Having some sort of issue, right? So I want to liken that to our persons, who we are, our whole person, our mind, body, spirit, that whole person. So if you don't do upkeep, if you don't do self care, you may very well wind up on the side of the road just like that vehicle. You have got to do some things for yourself that are related to just self care, whether it be reading your favorite book, listening to your favorite music, going to get a massage, a pedicure, a manicure, getting a facial, going for a walk your favorite place, taking a trip wherever you want to go. Whatever self care looks like to you in the way of healthy and uplifting of yourself, that's what you got to do because you are doing so much all the time, aren't you? Aren't you taking care of home and the children? Aren't you taking care of your wife and your whole family? Aren't you going to work every day? Aren't you supervising somebody? Aren't you running a business? Um, aren't you taking care of children and pets and nieces and nephews and grandmas and grandpas? And aren't you doing a lot? You are. You always are. You stay busy, right? So I want you to stop and I want you to take care of yourself because if you don't, you're not going to be able to continue to take care of all of those things that I just mentioned. If you don't take care of yourself, you cannot continue to care for others because you will wind up broken down. And self-care is not just physical, it's mind, body and spirit. What are you doing? Are you praying? Are you meditating? Are you doing yoga? Are you stretching every day? Are you walking? Are you doing things for your mind? Are you reading? Are you doing mantras to uplift yourself? What are you doing for yourself? Not what are you doing for all these other people? What are you doing for you? And if we could all answer that question for ourselves, then we'd be a healthier society in general. If we each take care of ourselves, then it would be less work for somebody else to have to swoop in and care for us, right? Except for like obviously children and people who are ill and need help and need somebody to care for them. I'm not talking about those instances, but what I'm talking about is, take care of yourself before you break down. If you don't take care of yourself, your health fails terribly. Your mental health, you have depression and anxiety and things, and those things require that you do something to abate them. So you have to take care of yourself. And a word to my men out here, you know, there's been a stigma for so long that self-care, it has a tag of femininity to it. That if you're going to get a pedicure, you must be feminine. Or you're going to get a facial, you must be feminine. If you're going to get a manicure, you must be feminine, or a massage. All of the all of those things are the most ridiculous notions. You work with your hands, you walk on your feet just like we do, okay? Your face requires upkeep, just like ours does. It Self-care has no sex tied to it. It's not a female thing. It is a human being thing. And we have put up these ridiculous notions that it's just crazy how you could think that a man can just go on and on and on and on and on and on and not take care of himself. I just think that's kind of crazy. And think about your sons and your nephews, and we think of our spouses and all of that. But even those men, they have to have themselves taken care of. They have to feel good and healthy mentally and mind, body, spirit as well. They're not machines. You're not machines, man. I know, some of you out here really think that you could just keep going and don't need any of that stuff, but the reality is you need to take care of yourself. And there is no stigma attached to taking care of yourself. Okay? And let me tell you this, leave you with this little note about masculinity. To me, the definition of a man is a man who knows to take care of himself so that he can continue to take care of others, right? Be aware that you gotta take care of yourself, or you can't. That's the greatest definition of a man. I'm gonna take care of me, and then I can be of service to you and take care of you and help you. That's how it's gotta be. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're on the other end of the spectrum there, trying to fix broken things, fix health that's terrible, fix mental breakdowns that are there, fix depression and anxiety. When you could mitigate some of that stuff by addressing it early on throughout. We put so much of our lives and time into work. Listen, on your weekends, don't answer no work questions. Get off the phones. Don't be looking at work stuff. Go and do something solely for you. Solely for you. If swimming is your thing and it makes you happy, get out in the water and swim. If sitting looking at the ocean, listening to jazz is your thing, do that for a few hours. Got to do something. Got to do something. Mental health is at an all-time low. There are so many people battling with depression and anxiety and self-doubt. And I have to say that I think a lot of it has to do with a lack of self-care. A lack of self-care. We think that we can just keep going, and we can't. We can't just keep going. We have got to take a moment, take a breath, take some time. Let the people who specialize in a pedicure give you a pedicure. I get it. Husbands give good pedicures too. Wives give good pedicures or massages. No, go to the professionals and let them do what they got trained to do. Okay? And you just lay there. I'm telling you, I'm real bad with it myself, because they always tell me, man, you're so tense. Relax. I'm like, if I knew how to relax, I wouldn't be here. So I need you to help me. We can't just keep going. Please take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. Don't wind up on the side of the road like your car. Keep your maintenance up on you. Mind, body, and spirit. Keep your maintenance up so that you can continue to do things and be a service of other people. Be a service to other people, but you got to be first able to take care of yourself. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. I hope y'all have a beautiful weekend. I'm going into my weekend, and I am sitting here looking out the window and looking in, watching the ocean and the sunset, and just remembering for myself, I have to do self-care. I have a new journey I'm embarking on since I got here, and I'll talk more about that once it's settled, but it may put me back into another, level of stress. We'll see. Maybe not so bad, but we'll see. And so, but I'm going to be mindful that I have to take care of myself. So the things that I like to do that bring me comfort or relaxation, I will continue to incorporate those. It's mandatory. Self-care is not a notion. Self-care is not a secondary thought. Self-care is mandatory. So I'll leave y'all with that. Peace out.